there's a trend among some kind of athlete, let's say mixed martial artists. Mixed martial art is becoming a lot more popular nowadays, boxing, any kind of combat sport. And the trend when you're training athletes in those sports is to have them do tons and tons and tons of conditioning work. And I understand the logic. You analyze the needs of the sport and you say, well, gassing out is the best way to getting your ass kicked. So the better condition your athlete has, the better he will be able to survive in the octagon or in the ring. So I do get the importance of being conditioned. The problem is, when you look at the training of a mixed martial artist, they are already doing a lot of energy system work. They either have conditioning work built in to their sports training session, or when they're sparring, the energy system demands are actually higher than during a competition or a fight. So it's not like they're not getting that train in the sport they're training. I've worked with quite a few fighters, and one thing I noticed, at the time I had the same mentality as the coaches I mentioned. I'm gonna train them with circuits, with medleys, non-stop training for an hour, just crazy shit all around. And one thing I noticed is that regardless of what I tried to do, I could never kick their ass. They would always recover, which told me that they never lack the conditioning because they are getting plenty of it when they're doing sparring or doing their sport-specific training. What they need and what their sport does not train is strength and power. You need to be stronger, you need to be more powerful, you need to be more agile and fast. That's what you need, and is not being trained a lot in the practice of their sport. Yes, you are getting some strength improvement when you're doing wrestling and grappling work, but it cannot get anywhere close what you can achieve with heavy barbell work. So as a strength coach, understanding that these mixed martial artists, they need to train jiu-jitsu, they need to train boxing, kickboxing, and other techniques, while they have a very limited time to be training with weights. So if you spend that limited time training what they already are getting from their sports practice, you're not doing your job. Strength and conditioning coach, increase strength and conditioning. They already are getting the conditioning. What is left? Strength, power, and speed. That's what you need to invest your time on when you are a strength coach working with mixed martial artists. Unless the coach doesn't have them do sparring at all. In that case, yes, you might need to do some conditioning work. But the real important stuff to work on with mixed martial artists is strength, power, speed, agility, mobility. Conditioning work is getting done through their sports practice. Otherwise, they eventually won't be able to recover because they're going to burn way too much calories for the amount of food they're ingesting. So that's one thing to consider when you're a strength coach. Look at what your athlete needs to perform at the highest level, and then look at what they don't have and they are not getting from their actual sports practice. That is what you should be training.